Can you talk about like how you feel about when Luka has the ball? Are you reading, or do you want to get into two-man actions? You're going to have the best two defenders.
Right.
So sometimes Austin's going to be the screener. Right? Because you're going to have the third defender.
Right, and that's what we always be. And that's the scary thing, I think, for the potential. You know, we still got so much room to grow, but now you look at it, okay, myself and Luka had the two best defenders, you know, every night. There's not many teams with a third defender. Right. And that third defender has to guard Austin Reeves. You know, so we have the ability to interchange, you know, how we want ball handler, screener, or backside action. You know, we could start an angle pop action where the big comes up, set it, he pops. We get a guy coming out of the slot. Yeah. Whoever we want on the backside, it could be
anyone. You can do.
You know, so we could start with Luka with the ball. I come set the angle pop. I pop, and now I'm going to a DHO with AR. Or AR could start it. I pop, and now I'm going to a corner pick and roll with Luka. Like, we have the ability to do so many great things. And then back what you were saying, to be able to have those guys that can play bully ball, but also have the brain to be able to manipulate the game as well for the greater good. It is something that it's the reason why I've been able to do it at this level for as long as I've been able to do it as well. And then obviously you know Jokic and what he's capable of doing every night, and what we've seen with Luka over his first 7 years. Right,
and it's exciting to see Austin grow too.
Absolutely.
Right, like he's got the mentality, like his skills keep getting better, you know, but he has the mentality to like not worry about you two.
Right.
Attack.
Yeah.
And you've empowered him to do that, which is important. But I love that he's just like, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going. He's not waiting around.
He's not waiting
around like, oh, well, LeBron's over there, you know, like.
No, he's like, I got this too.
You know?
Like, yeah, for sure.
Like if you do run that action and you're DHOing out of the corner for Austin, like he's not waiting to get a switch and throw you in the post. If he's got an attack, he's going. And you have to play that way. You can't be on your tiptoes. Well, they switch. I got to throw it into LeBron in the post. Like you'll get it back.
Yeah, you become the wrong computer. Then.
Right.
Then you start overanalyzing the game. You know, and now you're not even playing for just full of the game. Now you're over-processing the game.
Right. That's what's exciting when I think about the three of you, the way he can feed off of you guys. It's also been interesting to see, you know, when I saw the team come together, I thought, I like the death lineup. You know, you at the 5, so to speak, or Rui, whoever you want to say is at the 5. You got Rui, Doe, you know, the three of you on the perimeter. Like, that's an exciting lineup. But it's actually been, the numbers are exciting for Jackson Hayes' minutes.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting to have that rim runner, that live body, a little bit of length. Defensively, your numbers have been outstanding. And that's over a 12-plus game period where you had AD, you had no AD and no Luka, and now you have Luka. It's continued through that period. So maybe talk a little bit about like the death lineup versus Jackson versus how you want to defend. Because what it feels to me, especially in the small positional size lineup, you guys are big. You just don't have a center on the court. Positional size lineup. I love the way you guys have been in the gaps. Protecting the paint first, closing out, shifting over. Like, to me, that's the way you guys are going to be tough to play.
Well, first of all, I mean, I got to give a big shout out and credit to Jackson Hayes, man. You know, him stepping into that void, losing AD, you know, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot of scoring, a lot of protection defensively, a lot of rebounding, a lot of block shots. But I think Jackson was just like, I can't make up for that. And we didn't ask him to make up for that. We needed Jackson to be high energy, you know, be a force on offense, run the bigs, great screening, lob threat, but he's just made great decisions. He's been able to catch it in the pocket and, you know, stay on balance and either being able to dunk it home or find guys on the perimeter. Jackson has been unbelievable in his minutes, and we're going to need that from him. We know, you know, how it unlocks Luka as well when it comes to pick and roll with a lob threat. You know, so having those minutes with Jackson is key. And then with our positioners lineup, when you have Luka at 6'7", you know, myself at 6'9", Doe at 6'8", Rui at 6'9", you know, Austin 6'5.5". You know, there's no center out there.
Positional size.
But we're long, we're big, we're athletic, we're tough, you know, and we're scrappy. You know, and to be able to, like you said, be in the gaps, you know, help each other, communicate. You know, even when things break down, you know, we were able to fly around and help one another. You know, there was a play, you know, in the Dallas game where Kyrie came off a pick and roll from Najee Marshall at the top of the key. And he was about to raise for three, and we had 2 on the ball, and Luka was guarding Najee. And, you know, we wanted him in coverage. We didn't want the roller behind, but it's Kyrie. He came off. He's about to shoot the 3, and Luka went to contest, and at the last minute, Kyrie dumped it to Najee, and now they have a 4-on-3. Dodo was on the ball, and instead of Dodo just staying there and just looking at the play, when Najee was rolling, I took the roll, and Dodo came out of the blitz from Kyrie and ran all the way to the opposite corner, made P.J. Washington drive back into me. We got to stop, and then we got to dunk on the other end. And a pivotal point of the game. And that's what it's about. Like, it's, you know, it's not about, you know, height and weight and whatever. I mean, shit, you're a fucking prime example of that. It's not about height, how fast you are, how tall you are. It's about the mind, the will, and the communication that you, and the process that you have with your teammates out there. Like,
speed of thought, reading.
Absolutely.